What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hoping you are having a great one as always. It's kind of an exciting day for me. It is daylight savings time, which means it's one of the few days out of the year that I get to do some time traveling. I think I have timed it well, so that by the time I am done with this video, it will be about 45-ish minutes before I started recording this video. So if all goes well, I'll be able to upload it before it was made. Thanks, Daylight Savings Time. Now, if you can't tell from the picture, today we are taking a look at Mr. Butcher from the Boys, made by SooSoo Toys. We are going to get freaking diabolical and crack this guy right open. Now, if you aren't aware, they do have a Star Ace Billy Butcher coming out. Star Ace just recently picked up the license for the Boys, so they're going to make a Butcher, and then they have a Homelander on the way as well. Personally, I like the SooSoo Toys Butcher a little bit more, and we'll kind of get into why. But as we do that, let's go ahead and get him out of his carbonite and hard candy shell. He didn't have a brown shipper, which was a little depressing for me, but that's okay. Now, like I said, this is by SooSoo Toys. If you aren't familiar with them, they are a third-party company. They mainly do unlicensed figures. I don't think they have any official licenses yet. But I saw the Black Spider, Dark Spider, Spider-Man Noir from Into the Spider-Verse that they released, and it looked like a really cool figure, so I kind of wanted to check them out, and once I saw that they were making this guy, I figured I'd go ahead and pull the trigger. They do also have a Homelander, which I might end up getting. I haven't quite decided yet. Star Ace also has a Homelander coming out. The abs on that look terrible, so I might go SooSoo. I really haven't quite decided. But here we got a nice little scroll through of the actual box itself. Main art on the cover I actually really like. It's kind of a cool picture of the Butcher himself. Now, if you haven't watched the show, in a nutshell, this guy hunts down and kills superheroes. That's kind of the overall gist of it. Back of the box is pretty straightforward. You get a whole bunch of warnings, choking hazards that I love to see so much. SooSoo Toy logo. Really nothing too spectacular there. Box is pretty straightforward. I do really dig that picture, though. I think they did a good job with that. So let's go ahead and get this guy open and see what we get. Now, I did go with the deluxe version. The deluxe one is about $220, $230 bucks. Now, basically, ooh, that's fun. Another cool little picture there. Compared to the Star Ace one, the deluxe one basically comes with the exact same stuff. Honestly, they look very, very similar, but since Star Ace is licensed, it's 300 bucks, so you're spending like an extra $80 on it. You do get a couple different accessories with that one. I think you get some sunglasses, a cigarette, and a watch. Ooh, that's cool. But everything else, even the head sculpts, look pretty much identical. So there you can see him. He's starting to fall out of his box already, so we're just going to tilt him down there for safety purposes. If you haven't learned by now, I'm dumb and I drop things, and I'm pretty confident that something will take a tumble at some point. Alrighty, we got some of his hands, and we'll just kind of move those over there. And let's get Billy on out of his box. Now, this version does come with two head sculpts. You get kind of a standard-looking version of him, which looks outstanding. And then you also get a crazy smiling one, which we'll take a look at in a moment. This is honestly his wardrobe through the entirety of the show. He might have a different outfit at one point, but for most of the show, they're kind of running from cops and stuff, so he doesn't really have a whole lot of time to switch threads. Honestly, I'm really digging that head sculpt. That is a good-looking head sculpt. If you want to give him a kiss, it's a little creepy when he gets in close. There you go. That'd be a scary thing to wake up to, just saying. Now, as for actual mobility of the guy, anytime you get a coat, I pretty much learned that the arms are going to be relatively restricted, so you don't have a ton of movement there. We'll kind of do one forward, one back. It's actually got a decent amount of backwards mobility on it, but that's about the limitation rate you're going to get on both of the arms there, going that way. Out to the side, there's almost even less. I really don't get to stretch them out too much like that. But again, coats are usually pretty restrictive. And the material on this is amazing. I love the feel of that. Now, let's see here. He does have a very good ab crunch. That's kind of impressive. Feels like a double joint in the knee. Oh yeah, double jointed knee. A little bit of swivel in the ankle. Get a close-up of them boots. Not bad on the shoes. They're nothing special. Jeans actually came out pretty good. They do feel like actual denim, but I'm probably wrong on that. But they did a good job with that. Now the arms, elbows are super stiff, which I love. Kind of a standard wrist peg, which you can see there. I do think it's a double joint in the elbow from the feel of it, but I might be wrong on that. And I don't really want to take his clothes off to test. But maybe not. Might only be single joint. But you do get a decent amount of bend there. You'll be able to have him holding just about anything that he comes with, so that's pretty good. And he can twist a whole lot. Hooray! Balance-wise, I'm sure he's going to be fine. He does come with a base, so that works. But honestly, with the amount of movement that you get with these legs, yeah, you'll be able to get him standing pretty easily. I'm honestly really impressed with the fabric that they used for this. Just overall, the wardrobe they did a really good job on. Oh, he's even got a nice little belt. Ta-da! Yeah, just the actual mobility and the way that it looks. Definitely digging it. I do tend to do more museum poses with my stuff anyways, so I'm not a huge nut for posability. It does definitely go a long ways for me. So I am excited that he can move it around. But it's not really a huge deal breaker for me if you don't get a ton of motion on them. Now I do think the coat's going to hold up pretty well over time. A couple little creases in there already, but I think that's just from him being packaged. Honestly, as he's standing, that'll kind of tone down a little bit over time. And I can kind of play with it and get it to fall a little bit more flat so that gravity will do the work. Same with the collar, I'll kind of play around with that, get it more looking the way I want. But for now, he is beautiful, just the way he is, and he stands up pretty well. A little accessory pack here. You get batteries for the baby, which is awesome. You can get some Compound V, for those who haven't watched the show. That's a little drug that the superheroes use. I don't want to spoil too much, so we'll just leave it at that. So it is pretty cool that you get it. You don't get those with the Star Ace, so it's kind of a fun little boost with that. Now this, at first I was kind of confused for it, but this is actually going to be the LED light that'll go into the baby head. So you'll slap the battery in there, and then you're going to insert that into the head of the baby, which is probably the coolest weapon in the show. There you get some instructions on how to do it. I guess sort of instructions, more or less just showing you what batteries are needed. So, oh yeah, they do walk you through it right there. Let's take a look at this little feller. Come here, baby. Oh, he's adorable. He's actually kind of creepy looking. You can give a little baby a kiss if you want. And the head does pop right off, which is a weird thing to do to a baby, but under the circumstances, oh, now that's just super creepy. That's some nightmare fuel for you. That goes in there. I'm assuming that just, oh yeah, nice and easy to pop that off. I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. We got to see how he works. Now the baby's got laser eyes, and Billy there uses it to, he messes some stuff up. So it's kind of cool to see that they gave this as an accessory for him. And honestly, I'm kind of like a small child when I see stuff like this. I got to play with it. So we're going to light him up real quick just to see what it looks like. Does he use both batteries? It says insert the battery. I feel like it's small enough to only take one. Don't drop things. Mission accomplished. Alright. Oh, I always hate this. Alright, I think that's up. If it gets really hot, I know I did it wrong. then. How does this actually go in there? Let's take a look. I think this goes right through the front like so. And then the head should pop right back on, hopefully. Maybe. There we go. Don't actually know how he gets activated. Might have the battery in wrong. Doesn't seem like it's heating up at all. Definitely not seeing a visible on switch. I mean, I am stupid, so I'm not surprised that I can't quite figure it out. We'll try. Maybe I got it in wrong. Hey, look at that. I just had it in wrong. I don't know what's actually turning on the battery though, so that's kind of weird. I'm probably putting the hat on wrong. I think like this. Alright, so there you go, and looks awesome when you get them up close. I don't necessarily understand how they turn on. I almost feel like they just go on with, like, as soon as you put the battery in, and I probably just don't have it in right. So you might not want to leave the battery in that guy. That's kind of my guess there, but we'll go ahead and pull it out for now. Not going to be something we need to keep forever. And go ahead and see what we got here. Alright. It does come with a bunch of hands. I'm not going to pull those out because they're hands. I guess I will pull a couple out because I have them in the wrong spot from when they popped out. But really just straightforward. Couple grippy ones, couple closed fists. Nothing too special or out of the ordinary there. And then I'm just going to try and tilt this up. I'll pull it out. There's that super cool smiling head face in all of its glory. It looks kind of fun. I like that one. If he wasn't in a Ziploc, I'd pop it out, but for now we'll just leave it in there like that. Then you get a large weapon arsenal for him, which is awesome. They do have a really cool boys stand, and cheese Louise, they give you the works. So you get a crowbar, you get a Sludge Hammer, you get a cattle prod, you get a power drill, and you get 2 different rifles. Looks like an AR and I think that's supposed to be a Barrett, which is kind of cool. Yeah, we'll take a closer look at these guys real fast. If I can get the tray open. Well, the bane of my existence, tape. I have a new and exciting knife I'm trying. It's a throwing disc from Tira from Soul Calibur 4. So we'll see how well that does. Not the best knife. Dropping stuff. Oh, that's no fun. I mean, we knew it would happen eventually, so I'm not terribly surprised. But, let's see here. They really taped the heck out of this. Good for them, I suppose. Alright, there we go. bunch of random stuff that's popping out. I'm going to grab real fast just so it doesn't go anywhere. Alrighty, so first up we got the amazing drill. Ta-da! Now he uses this at one point to try and get through some impenetrable skin of translucent. Doesn't work too well, but it's pretty fun that they gave him that, and quite wicked. So that's pretty neat. Also got the cattle prod. Let's see here. I'm going to start with the crowbar, because I'm going to use the crowbar to remove everything else. This is pretty straightforward. It's just hard plastic. Nothing special about it. I almost wish they would have given you a bend so you could like wrap it around one of the heroes that you're bashing with. Would have been kind of neat. But it does seemingly work pretty well to pry other tools out of their packaging, so that's kind of fun. Multifunctional. And then right there we got the cattle prod. They did a good job of paint on that one. I'm not sure if it's gonna, kind of worried with Mr. Butcher back there. There we go. So you can kind of see they colored the tip a nice little copper color, give it that nice little look there. And the handle's pretty straightforward, but did a good job with the metal paint on it. Yep. Also has a Sludge Hammer, which looks quite fantastic. Now the Sludge Hammer is actually one that you don't get with the Star Ice. They give you a shovel on that one instead. But did a pretty good job of it. I like the way they painted the, let's see if that works. Yeah, they kind of painted the handle well, so it gives it a really nice wooden look to it. Honestly, the detail they did with that is really pretty impressive. It is etched in there, so it even has that wooden feel. So I'm more impressed with the Sludge Hammer than I probably should be. But I do get impressed easily, so that's not really too much new. A ton of magazines for his gun. I'm just going to pop one out. They did do what I love, where you can see the bullets in there, so that made me kind of happy. As for the guns, you do get two. And we will take a quick gander at those. Now the base is just a standard crotch grabber. I'm not going to bother pulling that out. You've seen them before. We'll start with the rifle itself. I do love that they put a logo on it. I don't know if you can really see it. There you go. That's kind of fun. He even has the safety and fire mode on it, which is neat. So that I just think is pretty darn cool. Oh, you can actually extend the stock, which is a nice little touch there. Doesn't seem like it's got any other movable parts. Again, you do have the removable magazine. Yeah, and this, it looks like that's all you're getting as far as the actual mobility out of it, but that's fine. You don't need a ton. They did pretty impressive detailing on it, and I like that you get the nice little green look from the scope on that side. That's kind of impressive. Small, but it goes a long way. As for the 50, pretty much going to be the same type of situation from the looks of it. This one we actually got a movable bolt, which is kind of fun, and I just broke it. So, let that be a lesson to you. Be careful with things. And that just popped right off. Boop. Eek. So that's kind of a bummer. Not the end of the world. I won't lose any sleep over it. I'll probably just end up plopping some black paint on there and just pretending that the bolt on it's smaller. Still seems to function okay, so like I said, not too big of a deal. Do like the paint on the scope of that as well. But yeah, definitely be careful with that little guy, because you might do what I did. Or you might not. You might be smarter than I am. Don't know if the magazine just releases. Oh, did they do something fancy? Okay, I got excited for a moment. There we go. Now, the one thing I am slightly perplexed by is this little guy here. Looks like it should be a foregrip for the AR, but I don't know. I think it's just going to slide on. Oh yeah, there you go. So that just slides on if you want to add the foregrip. Bloop. And that's pretty much that. Like I said, he does have the standard crotch grabber. Other than all of that, pretty darn straightforward. I'm definitely bummed that the gun broke. That's kind of a sad thing. So that's something to be mindful of. It's kind of a little delicate slider there. But again, not the end of the world. And on the plus side, it happened to me and not you. So you got that going for you. Now, if you are thinking about getting one of these, honestly, I really do like this one, barring the small little blunder there. It does look like I've got, can't tell if that, nope, just some schmutz. All right. Yeah, other than that, honestly, I'm pretty impressed. Do have, this button might be coming off. Kind of tough to say. Worst case, I can glue. Those buttons are easy fixes, so not the end of the world by any means. But definitely looking forward to getting this guy posed. You might want to take a look at the Star Ace one. Like I said, it honestly looks to be the same figure. You're mainly just paying for the official license, and then, you know, some of the extra slightly different accessories. One thing you might want to consider if you're trying to debate which one to get, if you ever think of you might resell it down the road, you might want to go with the Star Ace one. Usually the official license stuff tends to hold its value a little bit better. But if not, you know, I'd say save the money. Shop smart. Get this one. Can't go wrong. And then the Star Ace one for the Homelander. If you think about it, I'm not going to say don't buy it, because I might end up. But I would say hold off a little bit. Take a look at the abs on them. They look really, really ugly. It's just terribly proportioned. Not on him. On him, abs of steel. He looks good. But the Homelander one, definitely one to take a look at before you pull the trigger on. That'll do it for this guy. Hope you all have a wonderful one, and thank you so much for joining. Should have a couple other videos sometime posting up this week. I think I'm getting King Tut this week if shipping showed right, so I should have that one to open up, and hopefully I'll get around to finally doing the end game cap review. We'll see about that. So we'll see you all next time. Have a great one.